Good evening and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk. Tonight, we're very fortunate and privileged to have with us the Undersecretary for Legal and Special Concerns and Chief of Staff of Secretary Christina Frasco of the Department of Tourism, the Republic of the Philippines. We have with us Attorney and Undersecretary of the DOT, May Elaine T. Bathan. Yusek Elaine, mayong gabi nimo.
Maayong gabi, Dok Dinno, and of course, good evening to all your followers and your viewers.
Yusek, thank you, Jud Kayo, for allowing us to interview you. I am pretty sure you you just came from a meeting and kaya nga unholy hour to eh. But
Yes.
definitely it's important for us to, and for our viewers to get their impressions about the recently concluded Dumaguete Triathlon, no, and some other aspects that that will interest them. Anyways, let me start off by asking you, can you tell our viewers briefly about yourself? Kasi most of us know that you're Cebuana, no, and then you're Bisaya.
Yes.
So maybe you can tell them more briefly about yourself. You said.
Yes. Thank you. Currently, I am the Undersecretary of the Department of Tourism and the Chief of Staff of Secretary Christina Garcia Frasco. Prior to that, I am a lawyer by profession. I am a partner of Divina Law. It's a law firm here in Manila with offices also in Cebu. I am also the Assistant Dean. I teach law in the University of Jose Recoletos School of Law in Cebu. I am a professor also, and like you, I also have a radio program actually.
Okay.
It's a radio program aired in a station, a local station aired in Visayas and Mindanao. It's called Kini Ang Akong Suliran. I'm the youngest of five. My mother hails from Pampanga. My dad is from Cebu. I have relatives in Dumaguete and in Bais.
That's very good to hear. So basically, you grew up and studied in Cebu. Am I correct? You said.
You're correct. I was schooled in St. Joseph's Academy in my elementary, Cebu City National Science High School, San Carlos for my undergrad, and law in University of San Jose Recoletos.
Okay, very good. Now, let's talk about your present work as Undersecretary for Legal and Special Concerns and Chief of Staff of the DOT Secretary Christina Garcia Frasco. Let's give our viewers an insight of what you do for DOT.
Yes. Well, as I have two roles, actually. One is being the Undersecretary for Legal and Special Concerns. Legal, it means to say we tackle legislations in relation to tourism. We tackle all the legal matters, contract reviews. The Special Concerns Office is a newly created office where we handle all the special projects still related to tourism that would further promote and market and develop new portfolios, emerging destinations, emerging markets, as well as for us to be able to reach out to the different local government units all over the country in order to ensure that we are not only able to diversify the different tourism products and portfolios, but also to ensure that we are also able to provide every local government units the opportunity to develop tourism also in their country. As Chief of Staff, I act as the alternate also of the secretary in her functions and in her duties as a secretary, and also oversee the day-to-day activities of all the other undersecretaries and assistant secretaries, directors down to the regions.
Wow. Talagang mabigat trabaho mo. So, I'd just like to have an insight with regards to, you have been prior to your being with DOT, you had prior engagements and you were busy with other careers. However, how does your present work with DOT differ, if any, with your previous jobs?
Well, Dr. Dinno, if I may also share, government service is not new to me because I was also the chief of staff of then Mayor Luigi Quisumbing when he served as mayor of Mandaue City, where I am, Mandaue City, Mandaue, in Cebu. No? that was my first stint in government service.
Mhm.
Prior to that, and after 2019, I've taken in several consulting capacity work and engagements with different local government units,
Mhm.
the League of Municipalities in Cebu, as well as in the province of Cebu. Through that. But honestly, it's a bit different in
Mhm.
the national level.
Mhm.
Because if you look at if you look at the hierarchy, it's top and down.
Ah,
Um, go all the way to it's a different playing field in the national government. It's like you run the department, no, you run the entire country through your department, and it's a bigger responsibility, unlike in the local government unit where you really touch base
mhm.
with the grassroots. With the
Correct.
report directly to the mayor.
Ah,
The organizational chart is totally different, but different sense of fulfillment as well.
okay. Now, uh, post-pandemic, if you can call it that way, no, tourism is bustling na pod. And I just like to find out right now, in terms of your data and whatever information you have there with DOT, talk about the popular destinations right now among foreign and local tourists in the Philippines right now.
Well, if I may, no, let me tell your viewers, our viewers right now, that we are very proud to say that the Philippines is the country's leading tourist destination.
Mhm.
That said, we are also the country's leading dive destination and beach destination, without stating in particular which dive and which beach destination among our 7,641 islands.
Mhm.
While the data that I will be giving you, Dok Dino, is based on the arrivals
Okay.
um, frequented, it's because maybe there are several factors there: the airports, the gateway access,
Mm.
but there are several points and key destinations being visited after these places. So, of course, we will start with NCR, the capital
Mm.
of our country. That's still on the top of the charts of our list as of April 28, 2023.
Mm.
Second, of course, is Cebu. When you
Okay.
talk about Cebu, you talk about Cebu City, you talk about Lapu-Lapu City, you talk about Mandaue City, you talk about all the other particular municipalities in Cebu that are also visited there. And then you have Batangas, you have Camarines Sur, and then completing the top five, of course, you also have Boracay, you also have
Yeah.
Palawan, you also have Siargao.
Okay. Now, let's talk about again post-pandemic. No, let's talk
Mhm.
about you being with the legal and special concerns with DOT as Undersecretary. What are the latest policies and initiatives of the Department of Tourism that you are undertaking together with the Secretary and together with all the personnel of DOT in adapting to revitalize and boost once again the tourism industry of this country?
One, we're looking closely into the promotions, no, and ensuring that we are able to market people, the country, and to entice them to come. One of the programs really that the secretary has embarked on is the Bisita Be My Guest program. It's a
Mm.
program that would also allow fellow Filipinos living outside or maybe still here in the Philippines to become tourist ambassadors themselves. It is through this program that we will let a fellow Filipino invite a foreigner to
Mm.
come and visit the country. And through that, they would be able to win prizes, a
Mhm.
condominium, if I may say,
Mhm.
a house and lot, among others, trips, and they will also be receiving incentives and discounts in other destinations all over the country. Second to that, as what I've mentioned a while ago, with regards to our intention of equalizing and giving every local government the opportunity to develop tourism in their respective jurisdictions, we have launched what we call as the Tourism Champions Challenge.
Okay.
Is the challenge that we are giving to every local government unit all over the country. I hope Dumaguete will
Of course.
join.
Okay.
Participate join.
Yeah.
This is to allow um, the local government units to submit, proposals for developing tourism within their area aligned with the National Tourism Development Plan of the department, which, by the way, I am very happy to announce, as announced by Secretary Christina yesterday after our presentation before President Bongbong Marcos, it has been approved already ang atoang National Tourism Development Plan, which will run from 2023 to 2028. So those are but among the few of the projects that we're really looking on to ensure that we are not only able to promote but also able to sustain tourism.
Now, let's talk about Dumaguete.
Yes.
Yusek. Medyo bias ako eh. Nandito ako sa
Of course.
Now, I know you've heard that Dumaguete City has been cited by Forbes magazine
Mhm.
and the Philippine Retirement Authority as one of the best places to retire. In fact,
Mhm.
I'm sure maybe it's top of in the country now as a best retirement place, no?
Yes.
And I would like to inquire as to whether the Department of Tourism has included the city in its tourism promotion plan as Dumaguete City as one of the destinations for medical and wellness tourism.
Yes, among others, first, I'd like to inform everyone that PRA has in fact worked closely with Dumaguete City, particularly during the long stay fair last January. Dumaguete, I know, did participate
Yes.
with the PRA. And there were also participants alongside like Maayo Wellness and other hotel and medical accommodations and facilities who are very much interested to invest in the Philippines in wellness and medical tourism, which is a market that the DOT would also like to develop. We have identified Dumaguete City for two things. This time, I think after participating, I will make it.
Yeah. Okay.
Foremost, it's of course being developed as a Philippine retirement hub under
Okay.
the PRA. Second, it also has the potential to be a venue for medical and wellness tourism. But
Okay.
after last Saturday, I'm very much convinced that Dumaguete has another potential, which is sports tourism and outdoor
Wow.
adventures.
Yeah.
So, of course, definitely the DOT will be working closely. I've spoken, albeit quickly, to Mayor Ipe Remolio with regards to how impressed I was with the changes that he has incorporated with the Boulevard and how he has promoted sports, but at the same time, how Dumaguete is able to preserve its culture, its heritage, its history and identity. And you can see it among the people, the ordinary people that you've seen. I walked in the Boulevard, Dok Dinno, and I can see the sense of pride among the people there.
That's good to hear. My mayor will be very happy coming from you, Yusek. No? And of course, Dumaguete being part of Central Visayas, Negros Oriental being part of Central Visayas. Let's talk about the potentials of Central Visayas insofar as tourism is concerned.
Well, Visayas is very much known for its outdoor activities, particularly the beach and the dive. But looking at the potential of Central Visayas, I think it's time to focus on other ecotourism activities aside from the beaches that is obviously abounding in Central Visayas. But there has yet little focus that is given to other adventures like the rivers, the lakes, the beaches, and other outdoor adventures that is also a market for Central Visayas or even sports tourism. As what we have concluded, I think it's something that the trend now and the trend these days after we've opened and post-pandemic, the attitude of most tourists, Dok Dinno, is that they really like the outdoors. And Central Visayas has a lot to offer,
Yes.
not only with outdoor adventures, but also other outdoor activities. It's a matter of developing this.
That's very good to hear, Yusek. Now, Yusek Elaine, as you made mention earlier, you joined our fourth edition of our Dumaguete Triathlon. we were very happy and honored that you were part of
Thank
it.
you.
And my mayor was quite elated by Yusek na nag-join, aside from other personalities from other, and of course, foreigners that have come here to join. Now, talk about your impressions of Dumaguete City and the recently concluded fourth edition of the Dumaguete Triathlon.
Well, foremost, I'd really like to say that Dumaguete, Negros is really very special to me and my family because I have relatives there, and I'm very close also to them. And so I do frequent Dumaguete. I do frequent Bais also because that's there, and these are very lovely and very beautiful places as it is prior to the pandemic. Of course, everything halted after, and I was very surprised when I came back
Mhm.
um, to see how the changes have been incorporated
Yeah.
in the city. I was surprised to see that there is already the Tartanilla where you can go around
Yeah.
and take a tour around the city.
Mhm.
But the experience was very different when you don't go there as a tourist, but you go there as a participant
Mhm.
for a sports for which is fairly new to me, but walking around, going around by foot, trying to check on the route of the race prior. That was fairly new to me. Normally, you just pass by, go to the destination, go to the resort, and then you never get to appreciate Dumaguete like I did over the weekend.
Okay.
That's a totally different experience for me.
Uh-huh.
Walking in the boulevard, walking along Siliman, looking intently at the old structures and the old buildings that have been retrofitted
Mhm.
uh, to a modern touch, but
Mhm.
at the same time, visibly, you can still see the story behind these buildings
Mhm.
and the distinct architectural structure that is still being preserved
Mhm.
in order for I think I don't know if there's an ordinance to that or it's being done on purpose by the city, but I think I find it very much impressive. Your boulevard, the sunrise that you see
Mhm.
is indeed an asset of the city, and it's something that every tourist should see and savor when they are there in the city. And that the trees along the route I've actually seen. I never appreciated that before, but this time around, I really seen it. There's a value. There's the value to it. It's not just aesthetics. It's really part of the tourism aspect that you are promoting, and you should be very proud of.
Now you understand the logic behind the byline namin na dumaget me.
Yes, yes, and you got me
Thank you to hear
there.
that. Anyways, Yusek, what do you think makes Dumaguete City an ideal place to stage and host like triathlon, or aside from that, what we were having like beach volleyball, frisbees, and what makes it really good to be hosting all of these things?
Well, for one, you have a very good race
Mhm.
routes, no? Very, very impressive, and very ideal. The place from for like when you're talking about triathlon,
Mhm.
you have the ports, you have the beach. You When you talk about the bike route, all the way, it's there. And the run aspect as well. I think what Dumaguete is can boast about is that one, it's very safe to race there.
Mhm.
Two, the weather.
Mhm.
It's very ideal. It's very ideal. And second, I the support of the government is actually there, and I think that's a very good factor. Third, the support of the people as well. We've
Mhm.
seen, and these activities are well accepted by the people of Dumaguete, and you don't even need to tell them to support it. They're there. Um, if I may share lang, Dok Dino, while
Yes,
I
please
was
do.
doing a short run on that Saturday
Mhm.
before the race, there were, I think, two people who actually came to us and asked, "Oh, are you joining the race?" Randomly. We don't know them. They're a stranger. They're a local there. But they said, okay, they wish us luck and said that they will be watching. They asked for the time, they asked where, because they said they will watch. And they did. We saw them again the following day. And that's, I think, spells the difference between Dumaguete and other places. No, it's really your people who the warmth, the hospitality, very innate and very distinct. That every participant, every tourist would feel, and that would even entice them, even me, to say that it's will come back.
Yeah. Now, you talk about positive things about the Dumaguete Triathlon of 2023. There's always room for improvement, no? So,
Yes.
what inputs can you provide? How we will be able to improve it more?
Well, I in terms of promotions, perhaps, and I think we would really appreciate it if you would also tap the national government to for
Wow.
support.
Okay.
It would also be very good to partner with the national agency like the DOT. I'm
Yes.
waiting. Is
Yes.
waiting.
We will. We will.
Yes, because I think that that kind of activity deserves more mileage and more promotions.
Okay.
And I think that Dumaguete is more capable of hosting a bigger number compared to the number of participants
That
last
came.
week
Yes.
that actually came and registered. I can't really say if we're limiting it to a certain capacity, but I really think that there was room for more.
Okay. Okay.
More participants, and it would be a waste if we don't also open it to more participants. Then perhaps I think honestly that's the only aspect. Sigur the rehydration stations, and I think comparing it to other activities, perhaps to get more support from other establishments like the private sector to give more. This is part of enticing more participants, maybe for
Yeah.
more free. I think there could be an expo
Yeah.
also
Oh,
in the route where you can promote
yes.
as the products of Dumaguete, more informational materials about Dumaguete, because I really think that secondary to joining the race will also be the intention or the interest to go elsewhere after or prior. And then I think this is where the Office of the Tourism of Dumaguete or the province of Negros can come in also to promote that.
Now, curiously enough, Yusek Elaine, I'd like to ask you, will you be joining you in our fifth edition of the Dumaguete Triathlon Camp 2024, April 2?
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to it. My friends and I, we all said it will come back, and I will. We will.
Okay.
Welcome to come.
Yeah. Okay. Now, um, for your parting message, no, for the gentle people of Dumaguete City and our viewers from all over throughout Negros Oriental, maybe your parting shots, Yusek.
First of all, thank you for this opportunity, Dok Dinno. Thank you for inviting me to guest in your show. And please let me extend also my gratefulness and gratitude to your Mayor
Of course.
Bolio, and the rest of the government officials of the city of Dumaguete for organizing a very successful fourth edition of the Dumaguete City Triathlon. And for making me part of your event. I'm looking forward to participating again in the next year. Second, I'd like to also send my appreciation to everybody and the organizers as well for your cooperation and your support in ensuring that all the participants are not just safe, but most of all, they would be able to experience the gentleness of your people and the hospitality that is uniquely that of the people of Dumaguete. I, for one, felt the warmth and your welcome from the common persons to the personalities within your city. And I hope that the Department of Tourism will be partnering more with the city of Dumaguete and the province of Negros Oriental in ensuring that Dumaguete City will have its place in the 7,641 islands of our country, and to ensure that all your tourist destinations, the products and the portfolios that your city has to offer will be maximized into its full potential. Please be assured of the support of Secretary Christina Garcia Frasco, myself, and the rest of the department.
Coming from you, Yusek Elaine, thank you very much, Jed. Definitely, our mayor will be very happy to hear that coming from you. Anyways,
Salamat.
Yusek Elaine, thank you very much for giving us the time and for this interview. And I'm pretty sure there has been a lot of information that you have provided and inspired us also to ensure
Yes.
the next leg of our Dumaguete Triathlon will be better
Yes.
here. Anyways, for the information of our viewers, that was our guest for tonight, the Attorney May Elaine T. Bathan of the Undersecretary for Legal and Special Concerns and Chief of Staff of the Department of Tourism, Republic of the Philippines. Thank you again, Yusek Elaine. No? And please do continue to like us at our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter accounts, and do subscribe to your YouTube channel. Let's Talk with Dok Dinno Dumaguete. That's our episode for tonight. I'm Dok Dinno. Be well, and let's continue talking.